G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Scenario 25B, Fields of Blood, from the Paratroops pack, GMT, Chad Jensen. And we're about to go on with the American turn. We are at time 8 of 13. The Americans have 16 victory points. The Americans are at 20% of their surrender value. And the Germans are at, what are we at? Nearly 1/3. So about 30% of their surrender value. Righto, so at the moment the Germans hold objectives 4, 2, and 5, and the Americans hold objectives 1 and 3. We've got everybody on the board at the moment. The Germans are heading up here to try and advance assault into here and take these guys out. We've got a Volksgrenadier here who might try and do something silly. We got these blokes moving up. These guys about to move off. This bloke is probably going to sit here. This guy's probably going to move off as well. Give them more victory points for exiting and that sort of thing. So let's see what the Americans have got. And they, excuse me, they finished with a recover, and they pick up an advance, a rout, a command confusion, and a fire. So let's have a look here. Do we want to advance into here? Now, if we do, we could advance this guy into here. Now, this guy here is going to have 4, and 6 is 10, and 1 is 11, and we will have 3, 4, 5, 6. The other thing to do is simply to advance this guy into here, which would give us a bit more parity, which would be good. And then if we just advance this guy into here, then we can fire with these guys. But again, we have 7 smoke here, so that's not much good. So we're probably better off firing with this guy into here. Or we could fire with these guys into here and try and stop them. So I think we've got a couple of things to do. So let's do our advance first. We've only got 2 orders to give. And I think it's imperative that this guy comes down into here. Now, that's dangerous because it leaves this guy the chance to follow foxholes the whole way up around here and take objective 3 again. But I think it's worthwhile. Like I said, firing out of here is just not going to achieve anything at the moment. So we are going to fire with this guy. And I think what we're going to do is fire up here. So there's no hindrance whatsoever. He's going to fire for 11, 12, plus sustained fire is 14. Yep, that's it. So we have 14. Plus 6 is 20. So these guys are up here. Do we have anything to help them? They do have a concealment. but that's only going to knock it down by 1, and I don't think that's really going to help too much, and that's a move order they might want to use. So, okay, so this little fella is here for 7, 8, 9, and 11 is 20, so he's suppressed. That's not too bloody bad, is it? And this guy's here for 7, 8, I think. Oh, yeah! And he's hit. And that's our little Corporal Schmidt. Sorry. Bashing stuff again. Righto, and that's all the Americans can do. They'll get 3 new cards. And then we're over to the Germans. Now let's see what everything they've got. They've got a recover. They've now got 2 moves, 2 fires, 2 artillery requests with dig-ins, and a rout. Now there's nobody to rout, so what I'm going to do first is a move, and I'm going to move these guys. So the first thing that's happened is this bloke's going to move up here for 2 into these foxholes. And we'll see if the Americans can fire. They do have a fire. So they are going to opportunity fire. So again, what we have is 9, 10, 11, 12 into here. Plus 6 is 18. And this little fella's in here for 8 and 3 is 11. And 11 is 22, so he's good to go. So he's gone 2. He goes 2 more up to here. And again, we fire for 12 into here. Plus 6 is 18 again. And we have a sniper at M2. And M2 is here and does nothing. Righto, so this little fella now is here for 9. And 9 is 18, so he is hit because he's moving. He is broken. That's okay, we don't mind that. Next fella to move is this parachute here, who goes 2. Again, we fire for 12. Plus 4, 16. This guy's in here for 8 and 2 is 10. And 2 does nothing, so he's hit. Next fella to move is this parachute, who goes 2. Again, we fire for 12. Plus 4 is 16 again. And again, he's in there for 10. And 8 is 18, so he's good to go. So that's 2, that's 4 to there. We fire for 12 again. Plus 6, 18. And again, he's in there for 10. And 10 is 20, so he's good. He can't move any further. The next fella to move is the lieutenant, who's moving up 1. We fire for 12 into there again, but we're going to spray fire into there. Okay, so it's 12 plus 9, 21. Righto, so these guys here are going to use concealment. So I'm just going to put that there. Excuse me. Now, play before making a defensive roll, reduce the fire attack total by the cover in the targeted hex. So I'm taking it that it will reduce it for both. No, it won't, because it says the targeted hex. But we're targeting both hexes, and they're both the same, so we're going to reduce it to 19 for both. Now, that may be wrong, but I think it's plausible. Okay, so this guy first is not moving. and he's here for 8, and 2 is 10, and 2 is 12, and 6 is 18. It's not enough. So he's hit. This guy is moving, and he's in here for 9, and 2 is 11, and 9 is 20. He's fine. And this guy's not moving, and is here for 8, and 2 is 10, and 8 is 18, which is not enough, and he is gone. That's a paratrooper. That's their 6th loss again now, and the Americans go up to 18 victory points. Righto, so this bloke can keep moving at the moment. So he's going to go up here for 2, or is he? No, he's going to stay there. In fact, he's not going to go any further at the moment. So that's that fire, opportunity fire done. That's their first thing, which is a move. Now they're going to do a recover. And we'll do this guy first. So he's in here for 8, 10, 12. We get a 7, so he's back. Then this guy here, who's in there for 8, and 1 is 9. And we get a 7, which is good. The event is sappers. You may remove 1 mines or wire. Let's remove this mines here. Okay, so this guy is good to go, which leaves us, this is gone, and this fella up here, 8 plus 1 is 9 for the corporal. We get a 5, so he's back as well. And then we have a couple of fire orders and a rout. Rout's no good to us. Fire orders. Righto. So if we fire into here, we can fire for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 into there. Minus 7 is 3. No, I'm not going to. That's it for the Germans this time. And they get 3 new cards. And we're over to the Americans, who have a recover, an artillery request, and a rout. Okay, so we'll keep the recover. We get rid of the other 2 cards and get 4 newbies. And we're back to the Germans. 2 fires, 2 artilleries, a rout, a fire, a recover, and a move. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is move, and we're going to move, activate these guys here. So these 2 automatically go zippity-doo-dah, up and off, and they can come back next time, and that is for 2, and 1 is 3 VP. Helps if you put them on the time track. So the Americans go back down to 15 VP, and then this guy here can move. And I'm thinking of actually moving him into here, which should be 2.5. 1 for the fence and 1.5 for the clear terrain here. If I can just break this up a little bit. So this is clear ground, this is mines. Well, hand grenades effectively, but yeah. So he moves there, or I can move him here for 2, and if he survives, he can move off. Okay, let's do that. In fact, so he's going to move up to there for 2. Can the Americans fire? And they can't. So he moves straight off. He'll come back at time 9 as well. That's another 2 VPs, taking the Americans down to 13. Okay, so we don't need to do a recover. We can't use a rout, which leaves us again with 3 fires. Is it worth it? Yeah, let's just do it. We will fire. As our second action, we're going to form a fire group here into here. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 into there. -7 is 3. And I have nothing to add to it. 3 and 11, 14. Okay. So the first little fella here is here for 6, and 1 is 7. And 4 is 11. And 8, he's fine. And an American sniper at M10. Just missed them. Okay, so this guy here is here for 6, 7, 8, 12. And 7, he's fine. And we have an event, which is reinforcements, which we can't use, so we take a new one. And we get hero. And our hero hasn't come out yet. So let's chuck our hero where? Let's chuck him here. Because we've got 2, 4, that gives us 6 in there now, which is fine. So he's fine. He's got to take fire now. So he's in here for 9, and 4 is 13. And 5 is 18, so he's fine. And then the Lieutenant Thomas is in there for 13 as well. And 9, and he is fine. Right. And that is about all they can do. They could bring a bit of fire on into here. That'd be what, for 7? So that'd be it. It's not really worth it. No, that'll do. That'll do, pig. So 2 new cards for the Germans. Over to the Americans, who have a recover and have picked up 2 moves, a rout, and an artillery request. At the moment, I'm just going to get rid of those 4 new cards and keep the recover. And we get 3 new cards, and the Americans have run out of cards, so we have to shuffle up that deck, and that becomes time 9. And the Germans get their people back to come onto the map. Righto, so again, it's not sudden death. Nobody gets any defensive VPs. We've got the reinforcements. There is a smoke to remove by the Americans. Now, it's going to be the Germans' turn. So if they fire out of there, they would have 3 hindrance. If they fire out of there, they'd have 5 hindrance. If we remove that 7. The 7 is helping us at the moment, but it's hindering us at the moment as well. But it's going to be the Germans up next. So I'm just going to remove this smoke here. Okay, which leaves us then with dig-ins and the German reinforcements. So the German reinforcements come on first, and they have a parachute squad, a line team, and Corporal Schmidt. So I'm thinking that they may as well come in here and head back up again. So they can go up as a team again. Well, you know, a full stack. So there they are. Dig-ins. Germans are going to use this dig-in, and they're going to put foxholes into here, and they're going to use this dig-in, and they're going to put foxholes here as well, like that. And do they have any more? No, they don't. And do the Americans? They do have a dig-in, but they cannot use it. Okay, so the Americans get one more card, and then we're over to the Germans' turn, and they have a recover, 2 fires, a rout, a command confusion, and an advance. Right. So if they advance, we can get all of these. If we leave the Volksgrenadier behind and take Parachute Man, that's going to give us an extra 1. So, okay. So let's leave those there. Let's move this over here. Little machine gun and little machine gun. And our line team there. And we're going to move forward Sergeant Bierman, the parachute, the green team, and this guy will go forward to here. So we still have 3 smoke in here, and we still have slippery little foxholes in here. Okay, so first things first, do the Americans have an ambush? And they do not. And that's a bit sucky for them. Do the Germans? And they have 1. So they're going to use it. And what we will do is we will do our little hero. Okay, so the Americans have 4, plus 1 is 5. And then they have 5 plus 1 is 6 is 11. 12. I don't think we add him to him. 13. So they have 13 plus 9, plus, oh, Jesus, 7 is 20 and an event. And the event is battle hardened. 1 American unit becomes a veteran. So let's make this guy a veteran. So that is going to give us now, let's get on to it. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus a veteran is 5, plus Thomas is 6. So we have 6 and 6 is 12, 13, 14. So yeah, so it goes up to 21. It's only given us a plus 1. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Righto. Now the Germans have 3 and 1 is 4. They have 6 and 1 is 7. 7 and 4 is 11. Blah. Plus 1 is 12. They're pushing. 12 and 9 is 22. So I think they get it. So they've got 22. Let's just check Mr. Pommy Man again. American Man. So they had 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. So that's 12. 13, 14, and 7 is 21 to 22, and the Americans lose. And that, my friend, didn't quite end it, because of having the leader there. They've lost 3 units and 2 machine guns. So the only thing they have left now is Lieutenant Ray with his team and the 50 cal. Get rid of these 2. The veteran ones. Okay, so that is 2, 3, 4 victory points for the Germans. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're going to use no quarter, which, oh no, that's only against Russians. Sorry, forget about that. Okay, so Bierman, parachute, green, and light machine gunner in here. These guys have advanced, which I still haven't shown you the advance, have I? So there it was. Duh. Okay. So we don't have anything to move. We don't have anything to recover. Well, sorry, recover. We have a fire, a command confusion, and a rout. I think that's probably it for the Germans, and they'll get 4 new cards. Okay. The Americans can only afford can't afford any more losses. They're at 4 of their 5 surrender value. This is all they have left. And they are down to 9. 9 victory points. Okay, so the Americans have a recover, artillery request, rout, move, and recover. Right, well, they can't afford to move anywhere because this is the last held objective. Because you can bet to a bull's ass that the Germans are going to move over to here and take 3, which will only leave objective 1. So 2 recovers to keep, yes, but everything else goes. So they get 3 new cards. And we're over to the Germans, who have a recover, a fire, a rout, a command confusion, and pick up a command confusion, an advance, a move, and a recover. Okay, so let's do the move first. And what we're going to do is move these guys here. So this guy can move 3, and 1 is 4 with him. So that is going to be 1, 2.5 to there. That would be 4.5 into there, so that's no good. So these guys here move 2.5 into there, and then they move up to here for 4. This guy here moves 2.5 to there, and then over to there for 4. And he can just dip into there next time. We have a advance. Now this guy's here for 5. This guy's here for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I still think it's worth a go. So there he goes, advanced in. We have no ambushes for the Germans. We have no ambushes for the Americans. Okay, so the Americans are on 3 plus 1 is 4, and 2 is 6, and 2 is 8. +5 is 13. Not great. This guy is here for 8. So he needs a 9 or better to win. If he gets an 8, he loses because they're in a bunker. And they survive. So he needs a 9 or better to survive. And he gets a 9. 9 and 5 is 14. He kills them off, and that is dead. And the Germans get 4 victory points for killing them, which takes it down to 5. Then the Americans lose 3 victory points for that. 1, 2, 3, and the Germans gain 3. 1, 2, 3, and the Germans win overall with a surrender and 1 victory point. And the only objective they didn't get back again was that one, which would have given them a sudden death victory anyway. So there you go. This over here was just fantastic. A 21 to a 22. And it would have been a 22 to a 20 if we hadn't picked up that veteran. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. Mind you, if I had to put the veteran over here, these still would have lost, but this would have actually won because it was 13 to 14. With the veteran there, that would have been 14 all, which would have killed him off. So that's where that little bit of luck comes into it as well. Wow. Okay, well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed that. I really wasn't expecting to lose that quite so easily. It held out for a long time. They did bloody well. And I was probably pretty stupid moving this bloke out of here to try and take this back originally, but I thought it was worthwhile at the time. But, you know, who knows? So thank you very much for coming along for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And I will catch you for the next, which I think could be... What have we got left? We've still got 3 or 4? 3, I believe. Like I said, I really don't know why this one is in here. Scenario 30, it's Germans against Russians. Oh, okay, because it's the Russian 5th Airborne Brigade. Fair enough. So I actually should have played this first, but I'll leave that till last. So we have American German to go. 24th of December, 27th of September, and then 4th of January, 45. So it is, next one will be, look, Mum, no tanks. Ooh, it's the SS. Dun, dun, dun. Rightio. So that will be 32, followed by 29, followed by 31, and then the last one will be 30. They just keep growing. So, again, I shall catch you next time. Thank you once again. Sorry about the mistakes, errors, waffling, and everything else. I know some of you enjoy waffles, but that's not the type we're talking about, is it? So, bye for now.